Hey Kerry, Connor here with Handy Toyota. So I saw you had an interest in looking at one of our new 4Runners, so I'm just going to take a few minutes and run over the all-new 2015 4Runner Limited. So the 4Runner Limited, engine-wise, comes with a 4-liter V6 and also a 5-speed automatic transmission. Now both of those are going to help you achieve a gas mileage of anywhere between 20 and 22 miles per gallon overall, while still offering over 270 horsepower and foot-pounds of torque. Now on the front of the vehicle, we're going to have projector beam headlights for extreme visibility at night and also oncoming traffic. It's going to be a little bit more reflective than your average headlight. And we're also going to have the fog lights built right in as well with the chrome grille. And now for the wheels, we're going to have 20-inch machine alloy rims. So essentially the steel wheel is going to be a little bit heavier and less compact than an alloy wheel. Alloy wheels are going to be a bit stronger and lighter, so it's going to help out with that gas mileage that I just mentioned. Now for the outside mirrors, these are going to be heated outside mirrors, so whenever you use your rear defroster, it's actually going to heat up the outside mirrors for you as well. And also has the turn signal indicator built right in. We're also going to have mud flaps as a standard amenity with the chrome guard line on the side. Now in the vehicle itself, on the sides and the front and back, there's going to be crumple zones and also a side impact door beam, so it's going to make the side and the front of the vehicle much stronger than your average 4Runner. Now in the rear of the 4Runner, we're going to have the trailer hitch built right in, and even though it's just a V6, we're still going to be able to tow up to 4,700 pounds. Now if I open up the rear, it's going to have the easy opening up door and also the pull down latch as well. They're also going to have a 3-prong plug-in just like your regular average power cord. We're also going to have the car adaptable 12-volt plug-in as well. Now if I go around to the back seats here, seats are going to have a couple different functions. You can just pop that up for extra storage. And then if I press this button and lay it down, it's going to open up the entire rear for some more cargo room. So the 2015 4Runner Limited comes with the Entune Audio Premium. And essentially what that is going to give you all the bells and whistles for the touchscreen, including navigation. And it's also going to come with a JBL sound system, so it's an upgraded sound system also with the subwoofer in the rear of the vehicle. Now for the touchscreen head unit, we're going to have a couple different options here. We have the home screen, which is going to give you all three of them. It's going to show your phone connection. If your phone is Bluetooth compatible or your MP3 player device, you can actually sync it up right to the vehicle and just play it through that. Also going to have the radio station settings. And if I go into the apps button here, it's going to give us predicted traffic and weather updates, things of that nature. And then if I go into the maintenance, you can actually set all your brake pad, engine oil, oil filter, tire rotations. You can set all that to set your reminders, so it'll pop up and tell you when things are due. Also, the integrated backup cam is going to be right in the back of the vehicle, as I mentioned before. If I go and throw it in reverse, it's going to give us a projected path of whatever's behind us, and it's also got a little warning line whenever something's a little too close. So up on the center of the 4Runner here, we got a couple different features I wanted to touch on. We have the traction control. You can turn that on and off. Then we also have the active traction control. Now essentially what that does is traction control is going to brake actuate the front and rear tires whenever you're driving to regain traction. The active traction control is going to separate it each by its own wheel. So whichever wheel is starting to slip, it's actually going to single that wheel out to have it gain traction all on its own. And then for the DAC button, that essentially stands for downhill assist control. When you're in your four-wheel drive mode and you're coming down a really steep incline, some vehicles tend to sway. The rear of it tends to sway a little bit. With the DAC button, when you're going between 5 and 10 miles an hour down a really steep incline, you press that button in, and it's going to help the traction from keeping the vehicle swaying back and forth. And we've also got the home link buttons. So instead of buying an aftermarket garage door opener, you can actually sync it up to the 4Runner itself right here. And we also have the moonroof standard as well, with a couple different functions. You can send the entire thing back, or you can just pop up the rear about 2 inches, and I'll show you that in just a second here. So once that's shut, I just press the up button, and it's going to pop up the back just a little bit for us. So the climate zone for the 4Runner Limited is going to be a dual climate zone, so you can actually set the temperature to whichever setting you'd like it for both sides. It's got the different settings for the defroster and the rear defroster, and it's also going to heat up the outside mirrors, as I had mentioned before. Now down here, we're also going to have the ventilated and heated seats. So not only can you just have the seats heated, but on a hot summer day, you can actually set it over to the cool setting, and it's going to cool down the seat as well. Now on the side here, we have our USB and auxiliary plug-ins. So not only is it Bluetooth capable, but you can actually use the classic way of plugging in the USB or the auxiliary cable. Now, just like in the rear of the vehicle, we're going to have another 12-volt plug-in as well. So for the different drive modes of the vehicle, we're going to have a couple different options here. If you leave it in the H4F, it's basically going to be like an all-wheel drive system with the slipping of the wheels. It's going to brake, actuate, and gain control. Then I can switch it into the 4-wheel drive. That's going to lock it in, 50% power to the front and 50% power to the back. And then the low 4 is going to do a similar feature, but it's mainly going to be used for driving between 20 to 30 miles per hour tops. It's more of the rigorous off-road of the vehicle. Now, not only does it have the 4-wheel drive capability, but it's also got X-Ray suspension, which is an upgraded suspension. It's going to allow for smoother off-road and on-road driving. Now, for the transmission, as I mentioned before, we're going to have the 5-speed automatic transmission, and it's also going to have the sequential shift mode, so you can actually shift it up and down just using the stick itself. And now this button right here is going to be the rear window. So if I push this down, we're actually going to be able to slide the rear window down itself as well. So the steering wheels of the 4Runner is actually going to have a couple different functions as well. It's going to be tilt telescopic, so you can actually pull it in and out and move it up and down. I usually like to have it up against the dash right above my knees, but if you're more of a higher driver, it's going to be capable for that as well. And it's also going to have all the radio controls here on the left side. You control the volume, the source. And on the right side, we have our phone options. So like I said before, if your phone is Bluetooth capable, you can press this button here to make the phone call, to end the phone call. Or if you just want to press the voice recognition button, you just say call so-and-so in your contacts, and it'll actually recognize that and make the phone call for you without having to touch any buttons other than just the voice recognition button. So on the left side of the steering wheel, we have this button here with the P on it, and essentially that's going to be your parking sonar. So whenever you're backing the vehicle in, or if there's anything in your blind spot that gets too close to the vehicle, it's going to be a little beeping to know that you're too close, and to just check your surroundings before you make any further movements. On the side here, we're going to have all power windows and power door locks with the one-touch feature. We have the chrome door handle and the memory seat settings as well. So once you set the seat to where you want it, if anybody ever changes it or if you yourself change it, you just press one of these buttons and it'll bring you right back to where you'd originally set it. Now these vehicles are all going to be the power seats as well, with the perforated leather. It's going to have the vented leather as well, the dark brown leather color. So not only can we move it back and forth and recline it back and forth, but we're also going to have the lumbar support as well. It's going to give you a little bit more added support for the lower back. So another cool feature that the 4Runner Limited offers is going to be the automatic opening feature. Now essentially, if the door is locked or any of the vehicle is locked, if you have the key on you, say you have it in your pocket, like I'm going to put it in my jacket pocket right here. If it senses that the key is within close enough range, if I put my hand behind it, it's going to unlock it just with the sensor itself. But if the key fob isn't within range, it's not going to open at all. So Kerry, again, I'm Connor here at Highgate Toyota. I just took a few minutes to run over the 4Runner Limited with you. If you have any questions, please give me a call at 802-528-2252 or just stop in and say hello. Thanks.